Hi again, everybody. Yes, it's still Sunday. This is the second video. If you haven't seen the book review that I just did for The House on the Strand, you won't know what this video is about. This is a not so scripted video as a way of fixing just a little mistake. In my Secret Santa tag, I mentioned Marion as one of the 5 people that I was buying books for. Now, that was forgetting that I know and I correspond with 2 different BookTube creators who are both called Marion. I know one Marion. She spells her name with 2 A's, and she has the channel Marion H. Reads. But I also know Marion, who spells her name with an A and an O, and she has the channel Writer in Rwanda. I know both of them. I did not specify which Marion. I just started offering books. As it happened, the books that I offered Marion H. Reads, that was who I intended them for. They also suited Marion, Writer in Rwanda, to some degree. Okay, sure, so that's great. But, I caused a little bit of confusion. Marion from Writer in Rwanda had to leave a comment on my video going, I'm a little confused, I'm not sure if this is me. And fair comment. And so this isn't a major crime, I've made worse mistakes. Lots of worse mistakes. But even so, I think even a tiny mistake like this deserves a tiny recompense, which is this little video. So, Marion at Writer in Rwanda, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Secret Santa for you. I'm going to choose a couple of books and wish me luck, everybody, because Marion has really eclectic tastes, and it's possible that she, like me, notices books that other people don't notice. And so I'm trying to pick a couple here that I think, I bet she hasn't read these, but it's a gamble. So here we go. First book that I would love to offer to Marion is Knowledge of Angels by Jill Peyton Walsh. Now, I read this back, I think, in the year it was published, in 1993, maybe 1994, because then it was shortlisted for the Booker Prize, so that may be how I heard of it. I definitely read it before 1999, because I started to record the books that I read in 1999, and Knowledge of Angels does not appear anywhere on that list, so it must have been before 1999. And it had a powerful effect on me. I was questioning my religion at the time. Many of you know I used to be a member of a very fundamentalist Christian sect that originated in the United States in Southern California. And I was questioning. I was beginning to go, hey, is this the way it is? Is this really and is this what I believe in? Do I believe in this or what? And this book, of course, as it happens, is looking into that question, but doing it in a historical context. It's taking you back to the 1400s in Italy and putting forward a situation that is, well, I tell you what, let me just read you the little Amazon write-up. Here's what the Amazon write-up says. It is perhaps the 15th century, and the ordered tranquility of a Mediterranean island is about to be shattered by the appearance of 2 outsiders. One, a castaway plucked from the sea by fishermen, whose beliefs represent a challenge to the established order. The other, a child abandoned by her mother and suckled by wolves, who knows nothing of the precarious relationship between church and state, but whose innocence will become the subject of a dangerous experiment. But the arrival of the Inquisition on the island creates a darker, more threatening force which will transform what has been a philosophical game of chess into a matter of life and death. And so, knowing that Marion, that the fiction she writes has a darker edge to it and tends to go into different historical periods, I thought, okay, I don't think I'm taking too much of a gamble here. I really love Knowledge of Angels, and I'm going to put it out there that I think she will too. So that would be one of my Secret Santa books for her. The second book I would buy from her also came out in the 1990s, and it was The Underground Man by Mick Jackson. And the cover I put on screen is the cover of the version I read. I was lent this book. A work colleague had read it, and they knew that I was into reading and into history a little bit. So they said, ooh, I think you'll like this book. And I did. It drew me through, and I was puzzled for most of the way through the book, and there's a surprise ending which was fantastic. But it is based on a true story. It is based on the eccentric Duke of Portland who lived in Nottinghamshire. And I also learned that this book has been adapted for the stage, but that was many years after I read it, so I've not seen the stage play. I don't know how good it is. I can't say much more about the book without giving spoilers. It's not fantastical. I mean, both books are sort of... Knowledge of Angels has a little bit of an element of, really? Could that really have happened? But because it's the 1400s, possibly it did, but maybe not quite like that. You know how older history can be. And with The Underground Man, I do feel it's probably closer to the facts. I feel it's still historical fiction, but I don't think it's straying too far from what is actually known about the Duke of Portland. Okay, so that's it. Now I just feel, Marion, that just cleared the air, fixed things. I'm into that. I like balancing things out. This just felt to me like rebalancing things. Things were out of balance when I didn't give enough context about which Marion, gave you a moment of confusion. I thought, okay, let's just clarify things for a few minutes. There we go. Clarified. You have your own books, although you're welcome to try the books that I recommended for Marion H. Reid. Absolutely. I also, while I have a minute here, before I sign off, I really want to say a thank you to Book Chat with Pat, for taking the Secret Santa tag, which was just a little thing, a silly bit of fun, and she's turned it into this incredible, it's almost going to become an institution. I could see her doing it year on year, and we all look forward to Book Chat with Pat in a hat doing Secret Santa for the whole of BookTube over 4, 5, 6 episodes. I've watched every one she's made so far. I'm going to watch all of them because they're fantastic. Thank you, Pat. I didn't imagine that for the tag. I imagined a few people would do it, and lots of people have done it. Thank you to everyone. But Pat, you just turned it into something else now. I feel if it were my personal property, I would give it to you as a gift and go, do you know, I think you should have this, Pat, because wow, look what you've done with the material. It's fantastic. So that's all I have to say. You'll see me again on Christmas Eve, but that's because I have some material that is all pre-recorded and ready to go. And because otherwise I will be decorating our Christmas cake on Christmas Eve. So my hands are going to be covered in like apricot jam and powdered sugar. I'm going to be a little bit unable to film or do anything like that. But I hope your holiday season goes well, whatever it is that you're doing, and also that you manage to fit in a little bit of reading if possible. Okay, everyone, take care until then. Bye-bye.